don't sweat the technique.
Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all healthy and safe. So today's video, we're taking a look at the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra, like a more in-depth look after I've used the phone for 24 hours. The video that I uploaded yesterday was an unboxing and an early first look that I put together after just 2 hours of testing the device. Despite that, I'm kind of overwhelmed by the response to that video. It seems like everyone's really excited for this phone. There were a lot of viewers in the comments asking questions like, can this phone install Google? When is it coming out? All that. So I'll try to answer some of these questions right off the bat. So the first question a lot of people ask is there an international version of this phone? As of right now, not yet. And Xiaomi said that they have no plans to do so, but I think down the line they probably will, because this phone seems to be very, very popular with people from around the world. So I have a feeling down the line they'll release an international version. But as of right now, this is China only. So the second question a lot of people ask is, can this phone run Google or Google apps? The answer is yes. This is a China version of the phone, so it doesn't come shipped with Google apps in the phone already, but you can install it really easily. In Xiaomi's own app store, there's the Google Play Store. So you can download the Google Play Store directly from Xiaomi's App Store. And then once you have the Google Play Store installed, you just have to sign in. Then you can download everything that you would need, like Gmail, YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, all of that. So next thing I want to do is take a look at software really quick, because I didn't really go over it that much yesterday. Actually, I didn't go over it at all. So this phone runs MIUI 12. And this is that dynamic wallpaper. If you follow Xiaomi stuff on the news, you've seen it already. It's very nice. It's basically a 3-step dynamic wallpaper. So this is the always on display. When you tilt the phone up or tap it to the lock screen, it'll then go to the second step. And then if I unlock the phone, then it comes to this third step. For the most part, I really like, stuff like you can bring down a notification shape by swiping down from anywhere. You now have an app tray. And also MIUI has these really cute animations. So for example, if you delete an app, it'll explode, and then you'll see that the apps on the side actually bounce away as if they've been hit by an aftershock. So you see how Foodpanda and Wall-E bounced away a little bit because Fitbit blew up. So it's little cute things like that. Another new feature that I really like about MIUI is the ability to shrink any app into a floating screen. So right now, let's say I'm on Instagram. Just swipe down, go to this tray right here, floating window. Now I have Instagram running on a floating window, and I can make it slightly larger and then still navigate within Instagram. I can think of many other useful cases for this floating window too. For example, one thing I always do is I have to, when I log into say my online banking or pay my internet bills, they'll need to send me a code to my email, and I have to copy and paste that code into the login page. On this now, I can just shrink the email, have it hover over, and then just type in information easier. Yeah, I know you can do the same thing with split screen, but I like the floating option better because it's a little bit more flexible, because you can place it anywhere on the screen, and you can make it a little smaller, because sometimes I don't need the thing to fill up half the screen. I just need it to show the information I need, but not necessarily take up half the damn screen. Next up, let's look at the hardware again. I showed the transparent back yesterday really quickly for like 5 seconds, so I thought let's look a little bit closer. You'll see that the transparent back actually has some nice design touches. Like right here, if you look closely, it'll say 2010 to 2020. That's the 10-year anniversary of Xiaomi. Here it says NFC to tell you that this is an NFC pad. This is the wireless charging coil. Now, I doubt this is actually the real component. This is probably just a decoration, but hey, it looks really damn cool. And right here, it'll show you the camera focal length, which is 12 millimeter all the way up to 120 millimeter. Now this screen, it's a 6.6 inch 120 hertz OLED panel, and to my eyes it looks just about as good as the Galaxy Note 20 screen. That is important because if you watch a lot of American or European reviewers, they will always, every time they review a Samsung Galaxy phone, they will tell you this is the best screen on the market right now. The S20 Ultra, best screen. The Note 10, best screen. The S10, best screen. The Note 20, best screen. And I've always watched it and thought, okay, Samsung's OLED panel are probably the best, but the second place is not really that far off. Like if you hold a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra and then you hold a OnePlus 8 Pro or a Huawei P40 Pro or Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, I don't think you'll be able to see the difference in screen quality. You're not going to be able to say like, oh yeah, the Samsung OLED is just a class above everybody else. That is not true. Even LG's OLEDs are looking very good now. Even the BOE panels that have been used in Huawei phones look really good. Now, I don't know the manufacturer of this OLED panel. I don't know if it's Samsung or LG or BOE, but to my eyes, this looks almost every bit as good as the Note 20 Ultra's panel, except the Note 20 Ultra may get a little bit brighter, slightly. I'm talking about like this much. Other than that, viewing angles, color accuracy, just how visually appealing everything looks, they look virtually identical. Now, there is one nitpick with the Mi 10 Ultra's hardware. It is that the speaker system here is not as good as the speaker system on the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. If you remember the Mi 10 Pro, it had the exact same speaker grill at the top of the phone and the bottom of the phone, so you're getting exactly equal sound output. That is not the case anymore. You still have that speaker grill down at the bottom, but now at the top, that speaker grill is gone. Instead, sound comes out from this smaller earpiece. So just the fact that it's a smaller earpiece and it comes out from a slightly different direction, the system overall is not as good as the Mi 10 Pro. But it's still a very good system here. I'm just being nitpicky. The Mi 10 Pro's stereo speakers are arguably the best in class right now. So this is not quite at that level. But so we're at max volume. This one's a 4,500 mAh battery, and it is enough to last you all day unless you're really going all out heavily. Oh, and about that 120 watt super fast charging, it is insanely fast. And the good news is that even at its peak charging speed, the phone does not get that hot. As you can see here, I'm using an FLIR camera to check the temperature. And you can see that the Mi 10 Ultra's heat temperature is only 38 degrees Celsius. That's about 104 degrees Fahrenheit for Americans. But that's not that bad. I mean, it's hot for sure, but it's not dangerously hot. Alright, finally, let's look at some more photo samples, because yesterday I only showed you some very limited photo samples. I've since tested this camera a lot more. So we'll look at it side by side against the Note 20 Ultra at night. I think for the most part, both of these cameras are really damn good, except the Mi 10 Ultra can pull in more light and finds a little bit better balance, particularly when you switch to the ultra wide angle camera. Like, look at this shot right here. The Note 20 Ultra shot is really nice, but it slightly overexposes the neon lights. The Mi 10 Ultra's colors and exposure is just a little bit more pleasing to my eyes. And just to test, yesterday I took some photos in my bedroom with all the lights turned off. Like, it was pitch black, I couldn't see anything with my eyes. And these two shots right here are taken automatic without night mode, and look at the difference. That's because Xiaomi's 48 megapixel camera has a custom built sensor. It's a 1/1.31 inches, so it's among one of the largest image sensors around, and also because the light information only has to cover 48 million pixels, so that means there's more light information to go around. So that's why it can pull in more light than Samsung's 108 megapixel sensor. Now, if you turn on night mode, then the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra catches up a little bit, but this night mode took like 7 seconds, so I don't think you can always stand around for 7 seconds staying still just to grab light in a dark scene. So if you want a camera where you can just point and shoot without using night mode, and know that even if it's really dark scene, the photos are going to come out a lot better lit than what your eyes can see, the Mi 10 Ultra is definitely up there among one of the very best. This camera, it's a low light beast. Just look at some more of these photo samples. Now let's check out video stabilization. So this is shot at night. I like testing it at night because I feel like every flagship phone has really good stabilization during the day now. So considering that this is at night, meaning the light information is not as great as during daytime, this is not bad. I mean, it's slightly wobbly whenever I turn and when I step, but this is definitely not bad. There's OIS and EIS in the main 48 megapixel camera and the periscope zoom lens. Now, speaking of the 120x zoom, I think for the most part, it's kind of like what Samsung did with the 100x zoom with the S20 Ultra, meaning it's there if you really need to use it, but ultimately the image quality at 120x is just not good. It's really blurry and blotchy. It just doesn't look like a real photo that you can post on Instagram. But if you dial back the zoom to say 30x or 50x, image quality looks quite good. but it's still there and is useful in a pinch. So for example, earlier I was standing on the street and I zoomed all the way 120x down to a building pretty far away, and I can still make out that building's address and the name of the building. So that's about it for this kind of more further in-depth first look. This is still not a review. I still need to test performance a little bit more, like gaming, editing videos on it. And also I would like to test more video and photos in low light situations against other phones. I haven't done that yet. So this is not a full review, just a very first look. But I can tell you this is one of the most powerful phones around, and the fact that you can buy this in China for around 850 bucks, that's crazy. 850 bucks, you're getting hardware and specs that's better or on par with phones that are like $1,200, $1,300. Anyway, that's it for now. Stay healthy, stay safe. I'm gonna have a lot more coming up. I'm currently also testing the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, and I have a couple of devices from Honor coming out. So I get my hands on a lot of stuff really early. If you're interested in keeping up to date, please subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Review. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.